Italy is burning. City by city, an unstoppable invader sweeps the peninsula, and no one can stop him. Rome has lost 2 entire armies in just 2 years. Panic is spreading through the streets faster than the flames. And the man chosen to save Rome from the greatest general alive walks in wearing no armor at all. A war weighed on a scale. Battle on one side, time on the other. His name was Quintus Fabius Maximus, an old man past 60, and his plan sounded exactly like cowardice. He would fight the most dangerous commander on earth by simply refusing to ever fight him at all. After the disaster at Lake Trasimene, a desperate Senate handed Fabius near absolute power to save the Republic. He stood before all of Rome and promised the one thing no Roman ever wanted to hear: patience. Fabius studied the map coldly. Every single general who had charged at Hannibal had been outsmarted, surrounded, and destroyed. You cannot outfight a genius. But genius, far from home, has one weakness: supply. Hannibal's army was 1,000 miles from home, with no supply line, living only off the land it crossed. No battles meant no plunder. Every quiet day, the invader grew a little weaker. So Fabius kept his army to the hills, shadowing Hannibal's every move from the high ground day after day. Always visible, never reachable, close enough to cut down stragglers, and always too high for Hannibal's deadly cavalry. And ahead of the invader, Rome burned its own golden fields, leaving nothing behind that could feed a hungry army. Hannibal answered with poison. He burned everything except Fabius's own estate, untouched. Rome took the bait. The crowds called him Cunctator, the delayer, and it was not meant as a compliment. The people demanded a real battle, a Roman battle. So Rome raised the largest army in its entire history. 80,000 men, the sources claim, marched south to crush Hannibal once and for all, near a place called Cannae. You already know how this ends. We watched it happen, ring by closing ring, in the last episode. In a single afternoon, the great army Rome built to prove Fabius wrong ceased to exist. And Rome, bleeding and humbled and out of heroes, came back to the old man it had laughed at. The strategy resumed without complaint. Shadow from the hills, burn the fields, starve the invader, give him nothing. Hannibal remained unbeaten for years, and it no longer mattered at all. Because courage, it turns out, is not one thing. There is the courage to charge into glorious battle. And there is the rarer kind, the courage to be called a coward while you are quietly right. Years later, when young Scipio proposed his daring strike on Carthage itself, old Fabius stood up and opposed even that. The delayer to the very end. Wrong at last, but right when it mattered most. Rome carved his verdict into a single Latin line: Unus homo nobis cuntando restituit rem. The translation from Latin, one man, by delaying, restored the state to us. We're exploring history's greatest minds. Subscribe for the next chapter.